My name is Jules. I'm the site manager at the Battle of Britain Memorial Trust. My role is very challenging, difficult at times, but majority of the times very, very rewarding. So a typical day really is not very typical, depending on the weather and really the time of the year. Obviously spring and summer times are very busy, but with school tours are very challenging, as you can imagine, with 11-year-olds. We do other tours as well for excursion groups. And the day-to-day running of the site, which includes obviously making sure the staff are in their positions with the assistant manager and our volunteers that come in on a daily basis. So usual duties on a daily basis, obviously the first thing I do as soon as I come in through the doors is I must have a cup of coffee and then go through the emails that are waiting for me to action, respond, etc. We get deliveries that I have to check for our retail shop and our cafe stocks as well that get ordered by either the assistant manager or a member of staff. And looking after the car park machines and our scramble experience. Although we've got a contractor that looks after it on a daily basis, if things go wrong, I do the first immediate actions on to see what if I can rectify it or not. So, and then go around the site, making sure everything is in place and there's no litter and things like that tend to happen up here because it's quite windy. They tend to fly all over the place. That's a difficult one to answer, I think. I think interacting with visitors, particularly on tours. I take them on a tour around the site, tell them how the site became the National Memorial to the Few, and touch on a couple of key events of the battle. I'm not a historian on the battle, but and I like talking about members of the Few that I had the privilege to meet during my tenure here. A very tricky one. I'm going to have to say two are my favourite parts of the memorial. Firstly, the memorial itself, because obviously that is the key piece of the site, in my opinion. The memorial just signifies, and it's a beautifully done memorial of the airmen sitting on a propeller looking out across to the channel. But very closely is the building of the wing, because that was my first introduction really to becoming the site development manager, as it was then, and overseeing the construction of the wing on behalf of the trust, dealing with the contractors. So I saw that really flourishing from the beginnings of seeing Wing Commander Bob Foster, one of the Few, doing the first dig for the building of the wing, to seeing Her Majesty the Queen unveiling it in March of 2015. And there's so much within the building itself, apart from its iconic shape. The scramble experience is just a must for those that don't know a lot about the battle but want to learn about it, because that is where we tell the story. And a lovely cafeteria upstairs with, when the weather's nice, and we do get nice weather here in Capel, it's a beautiful view across the English Channel, and you can soak up the rays and contemplate of some of those that lost their lives in 1940. So it's always important to have visitors to come, and visitors obviously, but as we are an independent trust, we solely rely on the footfall here in the memorial itself. So by donations obviously, and by spending money in the cafeteria, or entering the scramble experience, or spending some money in our exclusive collector's corner, where we have items signed by the Few. And that's what keeps us going really, and I think it's important that this memorial is kept going for future generations to learn about what's happened in 1940. I think being a national memorial to the Few inspires people to visitors, but also I think the location of the memorial itself, such a picturesque location, and history with it as well, dating back to the Second World War, where it was a small artillery battery. and the mounts are still here, and they're still connected underground, which sadly we can't access. But I think those two, the location of the memorial and that it is the National Memorial to the Few, makes it important. Everything. I think everything has to be done, I think. I always, when we get phone calls saying, oh, how long can I spend in the memorial, I always say it's dependent on the weather, obviously, but a must has to be the scramble experience, our interactive touchscreen technology that tells you the story of the battle, but outdoors as well. If you just want to come and just think about and pay homage to the memorial itself, it's so quiet that it just gives you that time to sit on a bench and reflect. And like I've said, in a good summer's day, to sit out on the top of the cockpit caf with a hot chocolate or a beer, because we do have a license, and just admire the views. And sometimes during the spring and summer, if you're lucky, you might even see a Spitfire flying over your head. So I hope you've enjoyed my day in the life of the site manager. If you're interested or would like to book a school tour or one of our packages that we have, please visit our website or send us an email on inquiries@battleofbritainmemorial.org.